Let's get into Bravo 4.3, and we're going to kick the workout off with a dynamic stretch. With that being said, I want you to go through a warm-up before this. Business as usual. Go through your warm-up. Whatever you have, use something we've done in the past. I've laid out a few good dynamic warm-ups. Lead off beforehand with foam rolling. Get into a little static stretching for some of the tight areas you know that you have as an individual. Dynamic warm-up, get your nervous system, get blood pumping, heat up your actual body, tissue, and then jump into these three exercises, with the first being a dynamic stretch. This should not be a stranger to you. Dynamic stretch, known as the greatest stretch in the world. Long position here. Lizard position, long lunge position, whatever you want to call this. I'm going to take this elbow down the instep of this lower part of our leg, aiming down towards that ankle. Once I'm here, I'm going to reach through. So I'm going to get a little bit of rotation here. I'm going to reach up to the ceiling. After that, you can see my shoulders are stacked. This hand that's in the ground, I am pushing that hand through the ground. After that, I'm going to set this inside hand down, and I'm going to rotate this way. A little bit more balance, challenge with that. I would do 3 of these on this side. Once I get 3 on this side, I'm just going to flip it, and I'll do the same thing over here. You get the idea. 3 on each side. That's going to get you loosened up through this groin. We're going to get some good rotation through our thoracic spine. And then we're going to be ready to jump into these strength building lunge exercises. Dumbbell offset, reverse lunge, aka step back lunge. Offset means that my dumbbell, my load, is going to be on the opposite side of my lower body that's working. Make sure you have clearance to step back so you don't hurt yourself. I'm going to step back. So this front leg is working to bring me back up to my tall position. I have my load in a suitcase position. Up. This knee that's going back, it's hovering right above the ground, or it can lightly kiss the ground. I don't want it clanging into the ground. Good spinal posture position. Right back up tall, hip extension. Slowing control down. Firing myself back up. After the offset, step back lunges, reverse lunges, we're going to get dynamic. We're going to get plyometric. We're going to jump into, literally jumping into iron mics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up to 20, 10 each leg. So you went through that first giant set 3 times through that. After you complete that, I want you to rest for a couple minutes, hydrate, get your mind ready for the second part of this workout. It's going to be a superset. First exercise being rotational push-ups. Push-up position, pretty standard. I'm coming down, chest to deck. As I come up, I'm going to rotate. Now, notice how my shoulders are stacked on top of each other. I'm taking my eyes up to that top hand, much like we did on the greatest stretch. There's a couple things that we can do with our feet. I have my feet just in line with each other. So 1 foot in front of the other, pretty stable position. I can also stack my 2 feet. Now, this is like a side bridge, side plank. A little bit more balance is involved there. Right back to start position, tall plank position, chest to deck. Here I am. So that would be 2. Stacking my feet. Like I said, you can put your feet in line. There's a little bit more stability there. I have to balance myself a little bit more if I'm stacking feet. Rotational push-ups. I might have gone a little bit fast there. Take it slow. Be deliberate with your movement. 10 repetitions. The second exercise in the superset is a banded seated punch, which I know sounds kind of weird. I taking my band, looping it right here, mid-back, have my thumbs looped in to the loop of this band, set up position, heels dug into the ground, slight knee bend. I'm gonna lean back into this position, put some tension into the core, into the abdominal muscles here on the front side. Remember, loop back here, I'm punching up towards the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, going to 30. I want you to feel this tension. So that's a pretty good tempo right there. I'm leaning back so that I feel it here. Once again, we do not want to feel this back here. If we're feeling tension in the lower back there, we're doing something wrong. Heels are anchoring me in, and I'm concentrating on getting a good stretch out of this band as I'm trying to get some extension with my arm, like I'm going to connect to an object right there that I'm not too happy with. Boom, 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 you get it. Through the rotational push-ups, the seated punches, you went through those 2 exercises, a total of 3 sets. Once you completed that, same deal as before. I want you to rest for a couple minutes, get geared up for this AMRAP. It's only 10 minutes. I want you going hard, no breaks. The breaks will be the transitions between the exercises. First exercise, I am going to anchor my band onto a sturdy object. We're going to go step back lunge to row. So if this is in this hand, same leg this time, I'm going to step back. As I come up, I'm rowing that in. Here, row. So this bicep's just going to get right past the midline of my body, engaging the muscles of the mid-back and bicep. This is a pretty light tension band. So let's say I want a little bit more meat. I'll come to this one. Not a whole lot of stretch in this one, so I have to come a little bit closer. Same rules apply. As I come up, I'm going to get that row, step back, row. So I'm rowing in as I'm coming up and I'm getting hip extension. We're going to do 10 of those on each side. So directly after the step back lunge row variation, I'm going to get my band. Once again, I'm going to put it mid-back area, looping my thumbs here into the band so I can create some tension. This is going to be a split squat isometric hold. So you can see this knee is almost on the ground, but it's not touching the ground. I'm looped. This shin is pretty much vertical, right underneath my knee, stacked right on top of the ankle. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. I'm going to go to 20 punches. With the entire time, I am isometrically holding this split squat position. This back knee is not touching the ground, so I'm having to use my muscles to keep me in this nice sturdy position. These punches that I'm doing want to throw me off balance because I'm oscillating back and forth. Find that stability to keep yourself in that position. Once I reach 20 punches, I will change up to the other side of my lower body split squat position, and we'll do 20 punches on that side as well. Once you finish that split squat position, iso hold with your punches, you are immediately going to get into an upright position. Hands are going to be out just about parallel to the ground, but this is my target for my knees to come up and slap me around the wrist, hand area. You're starting a timer, 20 seconds of this knee tap exercise designed to get your heart pumping, get things a little bit more dynamic and intense. That's the third exercise in that sequence. Once the 20 seconds is up, you're right back to your band that's anchored. We're going to go back into the step back lunge row variation. You're going to keep it going until 10 minutes is up. Push it, grind it out. Make yourself better.